Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I make my caramel macchiato hot cocoa bombs. They are absolutely to die for. In the beginning, I was a little bit indecisive whether to make them just because I thought it was just going to taste like a chocolate and coffee together. But the chocolate, since it's sweet, it acts like the sugar base to your coffee. That way it doesn't taste straight up black. So you should give these a try. The coffee that I'm going to be using is by the brand Starbucks. Flavored caramel. You can use whichever one. I personally like this one, although I totally forgot I needed to blend it before. This was a brand new pack, so make sure you blend it beforehand. That way everything dissolves inside the hot cocoa bomb. Obviously you need chocolate. I use the brand MERCKENS. I'll leave everything listed down below as to what I use. You're also going to need caramel bits. You can get them at any store. It's by the brand Kraft. And what I did, I smashed some up. And the ones that are smashed are going to go inside the cocoa bomb. That way, they're easier to melt. Because if you were to put them in just like the bar itself, they just sink to the bottom and they don't melt. So that's my little trick. And then if you want, you can put marshmallows. I think that's what makes it fun. So I add the marshmallows into them. And then I'm also using the Color Mill food coloring in the color caramel. I love this brand. It's totally worth it, but if not, I'll leave a link down below to a more affordable option you can purchase. But I've never had problems with this chocolate seizing up with using this food coloring. Also, I did want to mention I am using pure white chocolate. I'm not using flavored caramel. I feel like it'd be a little bit too much. When I tell you it's exact, like to the point, it's really, really good. I don't feel like it needs that extra caramel base. But like I said, I try to avoid it just because those brands, Candy Melt and I think it's called Sweet Tooth Fairy or something like that from Michaels. I personally don't like them. They're just way too thick for my liking. And the taste, I really don't like the taste. I don't know, maybe it can be I'm biased and I like this flavor. I don't know, once you try MERCKENS, it's kind of hard to go back to using these other brands. Even you're better off with Target brand or Walmart getting their chocolate. It's way better in flavor. You want to start by adding the food coloring to your chocolate and just make it to the intensity you would like it. If you haven't watched my past videos, you wouldn't know this is a full mold. I just basically cut them in singulars. I just think it's a much easier way of doing it. Like I told you guys in the past, last year was very, very busy with me, which I'm super, super thankful. I don't know, maybe like 3,000 bombs I was able to do on my own. So you have to find ways of making your life easier and faster. Be able to work at a faster pace. The more bombs you can get, the more money it equals. So this was one of the ways I was able to do it. I feel like I would totally have given up if I would have done it how I saw some videos where they do, the first coat and then the second coat. It just takes way too long of a process. All I do is literally grab a heaping teaspoon and put them in each mold. I obviously just roll it around. That way you can get all the edges, make sure it's an even coatness, because if it is too thin at the top, they will potentially crack. But other than that, they're really, really easy. I just pop them in the freezer for 3 to 5 minutes and they should be done. Releasing it from the mold, it's super, super easy. All I do is literally grab it from one corner to the other. I personally don't like stretching it out from all the sides and then releasing, because I feel like if there is an area that, it was a little bit uneven and it's a thinner coat at the top, you will break them. So that's what I suggest. Also, I was using these other molds that I decided to try out, and I didn't know there was like different, obviously like silicone molds, but like one is thinner than the others, and these new ones that I purchased are thinner. So what happens when I put them in the freezer, there's a little indent, so I use those to use as the bottom. But definitely use, if you still haven't purchased them, I would suggest doing it now, because later on they will go up in prices when people start purchasing them, or they will be like delayed. So trust the link that I'm going to leave down below. It's the original ones that I had purchased from the beginning, and they're much thicker, so you don't have that problem of an indent. I didn't know this was a thing. I thought they were all all the silicone molds would be like the same thickness of it, but they're definitely not. That's what I had noticed. So definitely just go ahead and order. That's the original link that I had purchased mine from. But like I said, I wanted to give these others a try, and I realized that. So I just put this plate 2 minutes in my microwave just so it can get nice and heated up. It's really, really easy. But like I said, you want to make sure they're all around the same time, because obviously the more you let it be in that hot plate, it's going to melt and potentially have a smaller base. And then when you try putting the top of it, it's not going to close evenly, and you will have gaps in betweens, or over. It just won't close. It'd be really weird. So just make sure you have everything around the same time, just as soon as you get all those even edges from the top. So what I found to work good with me was 2 teaspoons of this ground coffee. But like I said, you want to make sure you blend it, because you're supposed to put it in your coffee brewer thing. So yeah, keep that in mind. Like I said, this is why I kind of like doing it, and that way something doesn't work for me, I can just tell you guys, and that way you guys don't go run through the same mistake that I did. So otherwise, like I said, the flavor was so good. This coffee is by far, it's like creamy. I don't know how to explain it. It's really, really good. I suggest trying this brand. I did purchase this from Safeway, so it was like $12, and then I realized Target had the same one for $7. I don't even know if it's cheaper in Walmart, but you can definitely give it a try and find it there. So like I said, you just want to put those caramel bits that are smashed up into there. You can decide as much or as little that you want. I just thought this be the perfect amount, and it tasted, like I said, like a caramel macchiato. I'm more of a frappe girl, but my husband, he's more of a caramel macchiato person, and he definitely thinks it passed the test. As far as decoration, you can do so many different variety of ways, but like I said in my last video, you want to choose something that it's fast, efficient, to the point. You know, not only can you do 6 bombs right now for the, to promote them, but you're able to do it 300 times, 500 times, depending on how many orders you get. So I personally like using something that's cute, attracts the eye, but definitely really, really easy to do. And I kind of went with the same decoration that I did from my last video, a crisscross version, but I just used the caramel bits on top. I am using milk chocolate for the top of it. You can use like a caramel orangey color on top if that's what you would like. I don't know, I went with this, and then in the end I was looking at them and I was like, you know what, they kind of look like Reese's Pieces. But like I said, the world is your pickle, and you can choose whatever you would like. As far for decoration, just keep that in mind. Don't do something too extravagant to the point it's gonna take you too much time. Also, this what I've seen is considered more of like gourmet flavor, so they definitely go up in price. So let's say if you do, at least I do mine for single bombs at $6. You would want to increase these to $7, $8. That is my starting price. That's the same price I had last year. I didn't pump it up. I was very sure of what it cost. I even saw some people doing it for $2. Yeah, some people might want to go to the $2 person, but I never had an issue with people lowballing at all. Like, everyone just wanted them. They were raving about them. I was working from Thanksgiving all the way to December, non-stop, not even one Sunday off or anything. So they were such a hit. So that's what I would suggest. I will leave all my pricing down below, but it's basically $30 for half dozen and $50 for a full dozen. Those are the measurements that the quantity that I would sell them in. I see people doing 4 packs. It's up to you if you want to do it. I will stick to those same quantities this year as well. So to close them, it's really simple. All you want to do literally is just melt the top of it and add them into, place it on top. So one question that I get a lot is, Veronica, my hot cocoa bombs have a bunch of fingerprints all the time. What can I do to make that better? I hadn't had run into that problem until with these. And what I realized could have been the, hot, piping bag or whatever I was doing the drizzle with. Could have been that my hands were hotter, and I noticed that they were melting in my hands and leaving fingerprints. So maybe it's just your body temperature. What I did afterwards, I washed my hands in really cold water, and that obviously stopped it. My hands were a little bit more cooler, so I don't know, it can be that, or you just touching them too much. I personally just touch the top, and I don't grab the bottom until I'm about to place the top of it on top, if that makes sense. So I just try and avoid touching them the most that I can. But one, it could be that, I don't know, your hands are just naturally hot. So pop them in the freezer, wash your hands, do whatever you got to do to lower your temperature down. If any of you have some tips down below, you can leave them down below. But personally, I haven't really run into that problem until now. As you guys seen, I do like using these plastic clear containers. They're really, really, I really like them just because they're not moving around. I do like, however, the look of it when people put them in the white boxes. They put marshmallows on the bottom, which in reality they're going to go stale, so I don't see really the point of it. Or I've seen that they use shredded paper. The only thing with that is they will move around, and especially if you're barely starting out, most likely you're going to get a gap here and there on your hot cocoa bomb, so it's going to be very uncomfortable for the customers. They're going to have cocoa powder all over, so I do suggest these. They're not a hassle to carry around in your car. If they move around, so what? They don't fall out of place, and you can just put a sticker on top. I haven't been doing that for the videos, but there is stickers you can order everywhere. I'll link down below where you can purchase them. You can get them on Etsy, Amazon. They're literally everywhere. So the only thing I would suggest, typically I just put 2 minutes in the microwave for my milk. With other hot cocoa bombs, with this one I do put 2.5, just so the caramel bits can actually really melt in there. So that's the only difference that I do, but like I said, it's so good. You guys need to try it out. I hope you guys enjoy this, and I hope you guys do recreate it. I'll leave my Instagram down below. You guys can send me your pictures, tag me, whatever you want to do. And like I said, I'll leave the links down below to where I purchase everything. And I hope you guys have an amazing sale this year.